video not this? No, I'm learning hard lessons. Learning hard lessons all the time. Technology. Technology. Yeah, no, seriously. You think that's funny? I didn't get an email until I was 30 years old. Yeah, think about that. All right, guys, so we got a nice big class today. I'm pretty loud, but if you can't hear me for some reason, just say I can't hear you. I'm not going to be mad or offended. We got some space over here if y'all want to move in over here. So this is just going to be a super chill, a little bit of movement, a little bit of shoulder movement, a little bit of hip movement, nothing super challenging. If you don't want to fucking do it, my feelings aren't fucking hurt. Lay there, do your own thing, it's cool. Just be respectful to the other athletes. If you gotta leave early, again, it's fine. Like there's no parents, no rules. Nobody gives a fuck. Just do whatever feels good on your body. My guys that haven't trained with me before, our ultimate goal is to stay inside a 7 on sensation on everything you do today. So if you start to, like, I want you to feel sensation. It should be above a 3 or 4, meaning like, there might be a moment where it takes your breath away, but if you can't regulate your breathing, meaning you can't take a big inhale followed by a big exhale, you've gone too deep. Don't fuck yourself up doing yoga. It's not cool. It's not. That's not the quill you want in your cap. All right. All right, guys. Let's start. Let's actually start on our backs today. So we're gonna start on our backs in a Baddha Konasana position with cactus arms. So Baddha Konasana is going to be your soles of the feet to touch, knees are going to fall out, pull your heels to your butt. If this is too much on your groin, you can put a foam roller or a brick or a dumbbell under each one of your knees. So that's going to be our starting position for our legs. Our starting position for our upper body is you're going to extend your arms out. So you're going to Texas T and then curl your elbows to 90 degrees. You got cactus arms. So feet are touching, knees are out. Palms to the sky, elbows touching. So initially, don't really fight with this position. Don't get too much. Don't get too caught up in it. You just want to feel those hips open, feel those shoulders open. Start to lengthen your inhale through that nose. Pause at the top of that inhale. Just a few seconds, then lengthen that exhale through the mouth. On that exhale, notice what softens in your upper body. Pause at the bottom of that exhale. And then inhale again through the nose. As you inhale, feel that breath come in through that nose. Feel it travel down your throat, into your belly, chest. What expands? Pause. And then that exhale. What softens? We're going to start to bring a little bit of action into our feet on this next inhale. I want you to apply some gentle pressure, sole to sole of your feet, and then rotate your heels to the ceiling, your toes into the ground a little bit. And then as you exhale, rotate your toes to the ceiling, your heels to the ground a little bit. So we're getting a little bit of ankle movement in there, and you're going to feel it in that groin a little bit. So inhale, heels come up. Exhale, toes come up. Inhale, heels come up. Exhale, toes come up. Looks like a little undulation. Now we're going to work up. We're working to our pelvis now. I want you to inhale. I want you to point your tailbone a little bit more towards your heels. And as you exhale, I want you to shorten the distance between your pubic bone and your belly button. You're going to feel your low back come off the ground. Inhale, suck that low back onto the ground. Exhale, just that pubic bone into the ground. Curl that low back off the ground. Inhale, low back sucks up off the ground, pelvis lifts. Exhale, low back lifts. Now we're going to get into those shoulder blades. So as we inhale, we're going to push the tops of our hands and our elbows into the ground. We're going to imagine we're doing a pull-up, pulling that chest up. As we exhale, we're going to push away. We're going to bow that upper body. We're going to push those elbows a little bit more toward the ceiling. Inhale, elbows into the ground, backs of hands into the ground. Engage those lats like you're doing a pull-up. Exhale, push away. One more, inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and straighten your left leg long. Straighten your right leg long. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead, interlock your fingers. Rotate your palm to the far wall, and as you exhale, I want you to press that palm to the far wall, and then start to walk your shoulder blades together and down your back. Press away with your left heel, press away with your right heel, press away with both palms. Exhale to relax. Inhale, extend your left arm long, grab your left wrist with your right hand, and I want you to pull that shoulder just slightly out, and you're going to start to bend over towards your right. After you bend over towards your right a few degrees, you're going to plant both shoulders, glue your left ear to your left bicep, and then start walking your left foot towards the right edge of your mat. You're going to go into a banana shape. If you want to take this a little bit deeper still, you can pick up that left foot and put it across that right ankle, and then extend both heels to the far corner. Breathe into that left side. We're going to take 3 big deep breaths here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel what you can soften on the left side. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Through the nose, out through the mouth. Go ahead and let go of that left wrist, unhook that foot, walk to center, reset yourself on the center, then extend your arms overhead again. Now we're going to extend that right palm to the far wall, grab that right wrist with your left hand, extend that shoulder a little bit, and then start to bump to your left, keeping your right ear glued to your right bicep. When you feel your right shoulder want to peel off the ground, go ahead and lay both shoulders on the ground, and then start to walk the right foot to the left edge of your mat. If you want to take it deeper still, go ahead and pick up that right foot, put it across that left foot, extend both heels to the far edge of that mat. 3 big deep inhales, 3 long exhales on that right side. Deep inhale through the nose. Nice long exhale through the mouth. Deep inhale through the nose. Nice long exhale through the mouth. Big deep inhale through the nose. Nice long exhale through the mouth. Go ahead and walk those shoulders back up. Back to square. Arms down by your sides. Walk your heels up to your butt. Inhale. Exhale, let both knees fall to your right. Inhale, knees back up. Exhale, both knees to your left. Inhale, back up. Extend your left leg long. Extend your right leg, your right sole of the foot to the ceiling. From here, you're going to lock your hands right below your hamstring, right on that butt connection. So glute to butt, or glute to hamstring right there. You have to pick up and do this. This is fine. We want to talk about a few things here. First, we want to point both our toes, and then we want to pull our toes towards our shin, and then start to extend that heel to the ceiling, the other heel to the far wall, femur to far wall. You're going to feel that pressure in all those fingers. From here, you're going to shrug your shoulders up, and then down your back as you lay down. You're going to take it one more step. You're going to lift your head. You're going to give yourself a double chin, and then you're going to push your whole head and neck into the ground and push that femur away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and bend that knee into the chest. Interlock those fingers on that shin. Again, shoulders down that back. Pull those toes towards you. Push that heel away. You're going to start taking some clockwise rotations with this ankle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we're going to go counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Now we're gonna let that right knee fall out to our right. We're gonna catch it with our right hand. So we've got a little kickstand here. From here, pull that heel into your glute, pull your toe towards the shin. Now press that heel away as you extend this leg long. Oh man, feel that work we just did in the hip. All right, we're gonna keep this work. Now I want you to imagine that this leg is a baseball bat and we're swinging it out of our hip. We're gonna swing that heel towards, right heel towards left heel. Let that leg hover 1 inch off the ground and then use the strength of our core and hip, raise that leg. As you raise that leg, push that right hip away, pull that left hip up, let that leg fall out to the right, sweep it around. One more time, raise it, push that heel away, pull that toe towards you, push your right hip down, push your left hip up, let that leg fall out, sweep it around. All right, leaving it down there. Now we're gonna go the opposite direction. Rotate your toe down and your heel up, and follow your toe as you sweep it around, push that heel away, raise. There you go, you got it. Control it on that lower, don't let that heel touch. Rotate toe out, heel up, sweep it around, and raise. One more time, drop it, hover, toe down, heel up, sweep around. Oh yeah, raise, and then compress that knee into your chest, pull that toe towards you, push that heel away, slide those lats down your back, really compress that knee into your chest, take a nice big deep inhale, and extend that leg on the exhale. That right hip should feel nice and hot. I want you to zip your legs up. Notice, is your right leg longer than your left leg now? It should be. We did two things there. We reset our hips and we extended our hamstring. So, y'all can thank me later on that. Now we're gonna go to this left side. So extending that right leg away, pull that heel towards you, or push that heel away, that toe towards you. Oh man, the stand is giving me the real bad cotton now. Inhale, press that knee into your chest. Left leg now. Again, push that heel away, pull that toe towards you. We're gonna go counterclockwise. 10 nice big circles to start. That's 3, 4, 8 popping or anything, that's fine. 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're gonna go clockwise. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, pull that toe towards your knee, push that heel away, let go with that right hand. Let that left hand be a break for that knee. So we're holding that leg up with that left hand. Then pull your toe towards your shin, your heel towards your butt, and then extend that femur to the far wall as you straighten that leg. Oh man, feel that work. All right. Know what's gonna happen here. Pull that toe towards you, that heel away. You're gonna sweep that leg down. Let that heel hover. Push that hip away as you raise that leg. Push that left hip down, that right hip up. Let that leg fall out to the left. Sweep the heel towards your other heel. Toe to sky. And raise. Let it drop. Sweep. All the action should be coming out of that hip. And raise. Now we're going to go the opposite direction. Pull that toe towards you. Push that heel away. Drop that leg. Turn that heel out. Sweep it around. Drop that toe, heel up, sweep it around. Drop that toe, heel up, sweep it around. Oh, I forgot the reset. Heel to ceiling, interlock those hands on that hamstring right above that butt. Slide those shoulders down your back. Press that heel away from you. Lift that head chin, give yourself a double chin. Push that head to the ground. Push that left hip away from you as you're going to slide your scapula together and press down your back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend that knee into your chest. Interlock those hands on the shin. And press that knee into the chest. Heel away, toe towards you. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale to extend that leg. Very nice. Just gonna lay here for a second. Feel that work you did in your back. Nice big deep inhale through the nose. Long exhale through the mouth. Nice big deep inhale through the nose. Long exhale through the mouth. One more big deep inhale through the nose. Long exhale through the mouth. Extend your right arm overhead. Reach across with your left arm. Roll over onto your bellies. Come all the way over onto your stomach. Go ahead and untuck your toes. Extend all 10 toes to the far wall. Push the tops of your feet into the ground until your knees start to lift. After that, press your pubic bone into the ground. Then I want you to think about my hand being vertical on your spine. I want you to pinch your shoulder blades together like you're pinching my hand, and then slide those shoulder blades down your back as you crush your ribs with your elbows and using the strength in your back. Tuck your chin, lift your chest. Baby cobra. Push those toes to the ground, push that pubic bone to the ground. Slight forward motion with the hands. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale to lower. Do that twice more. Push those toes to the ground, lift that shin, zip those shoulder blades up. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. One more time. Toes, pubic bone, shoulder blades. Inhale, lift. Give yourself a big double chin. Press up just a little bit higher. Exhale to lower. All right, we're going to start working on those shoulders a little bit. So we're going to do a little bit of strengthening, and then we're going to do some stretching. We're going to start by reaching out to the far edge of the mat with this left hand. Planting that left palm so our elbows up off the ground. With that right hand, you're going to interlace right at the nape of your neck. So you're supporting your head, but I want you to be nice and lined. All right, inhale. Push those toes into the ground. Push that pubic bone into the ground. Lift that right elbow. Try to lift the ceiling underneath your right armpit. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Slide that scapula down your back. So imagine pinching that shoulder blade and slide it down your back. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Push those toes to the ground. Push that pubic bone to the ground. Exhale to lower. Extend that right arm. Bring that left arm to the base of the neck. Do the same thing. You're pressing that right palm into the ground. You're pressing all 10 toes into the ground. You're pressing that pubic bone into the ground. Light grip on the back of your head. Inhale. Slide that scapula down your back. Lift that left elbow to the ceiling. There you go. Try to look at the ceiling. Exhale, lower. The movement should be coming out of your shoulder, not out of your elbow. Inhale. Scapula down your back. Lift that shoulder. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. Leave that left hand where it is. Meet it with your right hand. So now you're cradling the back of your head with both hands. Fingers are interlocked at the base of the skull. Thumbs are going down your neckline. Gentle pressure in the head. From here, you're going to bend both knees. Pull your toes towards your shin. Push your heels towards the ceiling. Push your knees into the ground. Push your pubic bone into the ground. Inhale. Expand your elbows. Lift your chest. Crocodile. Tuck that chin. Lift a little bit higher. Exhale to relax. Inhale. Spread those shoulder blades. Pinch that scapula together. Try to slide it down your back. Extend with that upper body. Exhale to lower. Last and worst one. Inhale. Push that pubic bone into the ground. Extend those arms. Lift. Lift those legs. Push those heels onto the ceiling. Really push that pubic bone to the ground. Spread your elbows a little bit wider. Spread your elbows a little bit wider. Press with your heels a little bit harder. Exhale to relax. Very nice. Bring your left arm next to your pec. Extend your right arm in a Texas T. So just right arm is extending. Palm to the ground. Top of the hand to the ceiling. I want you to grip the mat with that right hand, and I want you to actively press your right shoulder into the mat. So just very, very gently pressing that shoulder to the mat. Let your gaze go left. Inhale, kick that left leg up, and gently twist up and over. Do a scorpion position, all right? So you got a few options here. If you want to take it deep into that shoulder, extend that left leg long, pull that toe towards you, and you'll feel a nice stretch in that bicep tendon. If you want to get a little bit more of a hip opener, I want you to pull your heel to your butt, pull that toe up, and plant that foot on the ground. And that's going to really open up that left hip. You can feel a little bit more tightness in the back of that elbow. Now let's think about that right hand. Can you Pick up all 5 fingers and then grip the mat with all 5 fingers. Feel what's going on in that elbow. And at any time you need to change the angle or back out of this, please do so. We're going to take 3 deep breaths here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Try to relax that bicep tendon. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Go ahead and roll over onto your bellies. Leave that right arm where it is. Now I want you to bend that right arm to 90. All right, so now you've got a cactus bend in that right arm. We're gonna kick up and over here. If you feel a lot of sharpness in your elbow, walk that elbow a little bit closer to your hip so you're not gonna be at a 90-degree angle. Otherwise, I want you to action that right hand into the ground, that right elbow into the ground, that right shoulder to the ground. Take a nice big deep inhale, and then slowly kick up and over with that left leg. You're not gonna go as deep. This is all pec and bicep tendon here. Don't chase sensation here. Plant that foot if you can. You can extend that leg long. But what I really want you to think about is what's going on in that right pec and shoulder. You can grip the mat with those palms. Push that elbow into the mat. You can push that shoulder into the mat. You can kind of see what happens when you do both of those things. As you wiggle around a little bit. Change the angle with that elbow. 2 more breaths here. One more breath. And unwind as you exhale. Extend that left arm long. Walk those fingers away. Walk that right hand next to your back. Look at that right left hand. Grip the mat evenly with that left palm. Rotate that elbow armpit to the ground. Push that shoulder into the ground. Take a nice big deep inhale. As you exhale, look to your right. Keep that right leg up and over. Ease into it. Because if you do it on one side, it's not easy to do it on the other. So we'll do that same checklist. You can straighten that right leg. That takes a deep little stretch. You're comfortable there. You want to open that hip up a little bit more. Pull that toe towards your shin, pull that toe towards your butt, and then plant foot on the ground. Rotate that knee towards the ceiling by pushing the right hip forward. You can action that right hand to the ground, and notice the sensation in that left hand elbow on the shoulder. Lift up all 5 fingers, and then reach through that mat. Rotate that elbow a little bit more to the ground. Breathe into that left side. Deep breath. That left arm extended long, bend that arm at 90. Press that shoulder, elbow, wrist to the ground. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, kick up and over. Nice easy on this side again. You never know what you're supposed to get. Push that shoulder to the mat, push that elbow to the mat, back to that hand. Walk those elbows up underneath our shoulders. Our hands are going to be placed in front of us. We're going to be in this Sphinx pose. Sphinx, the legs are extended, elbows are underneath shoulders, slightly in front, gripping the mat with those palms. We're going to inhale. We're going to tuck our chin. We're going to bow our upper back. That belly's going to lift off the ground. As you exhale, you're going to do almost like a cat-cow. You're going to pull that chest through, lift that chin, lift the ceiling. Inhale, bow that upper back, press those elbows and then hands into the mat. Exhale, pull that chest through. Right, ready, heart. Inhale, bow that back, press those elbows. Exhale, pull it through. Curl Curl those toes under, kick those knees up, send those knees out wide, big toes to touch, press back into child's pose. Toes should be untucked, big toes touching. You can wag your tail a little bit here, feel that work we did in those hips and shoulders. You can walk those hands a little bit further away from you. I want you to walk your left hand just a little bit more towards the left edge of your mat. Bend your right arm, right fingers point at left elbow. Then rotate your left thumb to the ceiling, your left pinky to the ground. Imagine you're karate chopping ground so hard with your left hand that your elbow lifts. You're packing that shoulder on that left side, and then you're pulling that left hip back, pushing that right hip forward. 3 deep breaths into that right left side. Action that hand. Relax, extend that right arm, pinky to the ground, thumb to the ceiling, bend that left arm, fingers pointed to that elbow armpit. Again, rotate that thumb in, action that hand in the ground so the elbow lifts, pull that right hip back, push that left hip forward, 3 deep breaths, breathing into that right side, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Then we're going to walk those hands together. We're going to rotate those palms to the ceiling, the backs of the hands to the skies. The pinkies are touching. You're trying to rotate the thumbs to the mat, the pinkies to the ceiling. Walk your elbows in just a little bit more and a little bit further up. From here, you're going to take a nice big deep inhale and sit your hips back as you exhale. Taking those elbows to the ground, give a double lat stretch on both sides. 3 deep breaths here. Those elbows, place those hands at the back and face of the neck, and you can widen those elbows out a little bit and sit those hips back a little bit more. Breathe into both sides. Go ahead and leave your right hand at the back of your neck. Walk your left hand right off the edge of your mat in line with your shoulders. You're going to start to press your left hand into the mat as you rotate your elbow in, and you're going to press up and reach up with that right elbow. Sitting long. As you reach with that right elbow, I want you to press hard with that left arm. Rotate that elbow armpit forward. Slide that scapula down your back. Exhale. Right elbow to left wrist. Inhale to rise. Scapula down your back. Press away. Exhale to wrist. One more. As you press away, start to rotate that elbow in, slide that scapula down your back, press away, press away, press away. Stick that right arm to the ceiling. Keep sliding that scapula down your back. Reach with those right fingers. Press from the heel of that left hand. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, dive that arm all the way through. Thread that needle. Right ear is going to go to the mat. Start to walk your hand away at a 45-degree angle. Left arm. Left elbow goes to the ceiling. Pull your right hip back, push your left hip forward, and then bump your hips 1 inch to the right. Feeling that stretch to that upper back. 3 deep breaths here. Walk that left hand in, place it right on the edge of the mat. Now think about that work we do when we press. As I press, I'm going to rotate that elbow in, engage that lat slowly like I'm drawing a bowstring. I'm going to pull up, press away from my body with that right hand, open that chest to the ceiling, press away, press away, press away, and relax. Make sure both knees are on the mat, toes are touching. Plant that right hand, inhale. Left hand, back of the neck, open that elbow to the ceiling, press away with that right hand. Exhale to close. Inhale to open. The movement is happening by sliding that scapula down your back, opening with that left elbow to the ceiling. Exhale to close. Inhale to open, press away, press away, press away. And then press away with that left hand, reaching with those fingers, sliding that scapula down your back. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, dive that arm through, thread that needle. Plant that left ear to the mat. Start to walk. That right hand away at a 45-degree angle, all fingers up. You can press your hips back a little bit. Press your hips back a little bit. Think about pulling your left hip back, pushing your right hip up, then bumping your hips 1 inch to the left. Feeling that traction in that upper back. Breathe, stress. Lock that right arm in, place that right hand on the ground. You're going to press away. Think about all that work we do. Press away, we're keeping that elbow in, pack that shoulder, pull that bow, reach away, open that chest, take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, flutter that hand back down. All right, let's do some shitty wrist stuff. All right, this is pretty terrible. This is going to be triggering for some of you guys. It's all right though. Just do what you can do. So we're going to start, even pressure in both hands. You can just go out to the side. That's all you got, that's great. But I'm gonna invite you to take it 180 degrees and face your elbow armpits to the front of the room. Now we got a lot going on here. First thing we wanna think about doing is just don't let those traps turn on. So we're gonna slide that scapula down your back, pull your chest forward. Then we're gonna take a nice big clockwise circle. We're gonna take another clockwise circle where we push all 10 fingers and thumb into the mat. And we're gonna take another clockwise circle while we lift all of our fingers off the mat. Oh. Now we're gonna go counterclockwise. Nice big counterclockwise circle. Press all your fingers into the mat, counterclockwise circle. Lift all your fingers off the mat, counterclockwise circle. Ooh. Sit back on your heels. Lock those wrists. Lock those fingers. We just do a little work, back and forth. All right, appetizer's over. Main course. We're going to rotate to the tops of our hands. So be very careful while you're putting these hands down here. All right, spread your fingers as wide as you can. Apply gentle pressure to those wrists, and then start to rotate your elbow armpits forward as you set your hips back and apply that pressure. Yeah. So try to play with it. Face your elbow armpits to the front of the room, face them to the back of the room. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to go the opposite direction. So we're going to start with a counterclockwise circle. And we're going to do a counterclockwise circle, pushing all your fingers and thumbs into the mat. And then a counterclockwise circle, lifting all your fingers and your thumbs off the mat. All right, now we're going to go clockwise. Nice big circle. Pay attention to those elbow armpits. Nice big circle. Press those fingers into the mat. Nice big circle. Lift all those fingers off the mat. Oh, come up. Lift those hands. Sit back on those heels. Rotate those wrists out. That's it. That's all we got for the upper body. Let's do some shitty toe stuff, and some neck stuff, and then we'll do some hip stuff, and then we'll be out of here. Fire toes. You got a few options on this. You start by pulling all 10 toes forwards and just sit back on your heels. If this is too much, you can grab a brick or a foam roller and put it right on that Achilles, like what Eric Scott's doing right there. And you just kind of hang out here. Big thing I want you guys to think about is not letting that baby toe get left behind. Leave no man behind. Pull those toes forward so you got all 10 toes in there. After you get settled in here, you're going to think about, again, expanding that chest, nice big deep chest. Take a nice big deep inhale. As you exhale, let your left ear fall to your left shoulder. Then I want you to make a gun with your right hand. Point that gun away at the far edge of your mat, and then start to rotate your pinky forward and your thumb back, your bicep forward, and your tricep forward, your bicep back. And then let that arm slide down your back. Take it a little bit deeper still. Take this hand, put it on the opposite side of the head. Apply some gentle pressure. But the movement is happening by rotating the scapula and the arm, not by cranking on the head. Nice big deep inhale. Nice long exhale. One more big deep inhale. Nice long exhale. let go of that head, slowly come up. Shoulders up, down our back, right ear to right shoulder. Slide that shoulder down your back, gun with that left hand. Start to rotate that pinky forward, that thumb back, that tricep forward, that bicep back. Feel that scapula slide down your back, that extension happen on that left side. Want to take it deeper, grab this head, open that chest, don't collapse forward. Continue to rotate that scapula back. 3 deep breaths. Let go of that head, pull out that brick, set it aside, walk yourself forward, top to taps your feet out. Zip your knees up, extend those feet behind you, sit back on your heels. Oh man, that's good shit right here. You can put that brick back down there if you want to. Let's take a nice big deep inhale, shrug those shoulders up nice high to the ears. Exhale, let those shoulders drop. Inhale, shoulders up high, high, high. Exhale, let them drop. Inhale, shrug them up. Exhale, let them drop. One more, inhale, shrug them up. Exhale, let them drop. Nice work. Come forward, sit back. We take our legs in this S position. We're gonna take some time to get in here. You got some real tacky hips, you can put a brick or a foam roller underneath this hip and it'll square you up a little bit. But what I want you guys to think about initially is that front shin is perpendicular with the front edge of the mat, the back shin is perpendicular with the side edge of the mat. And then I want you to feel what's going on in these hips. We've all got different hips, but what I want you to think about is your internal and external rotation. So what that's going to feel like is I want you to action the outside of your right foot and the inside of your left foot into the mat, meaning you're pressing those both into the mat. And then push this left hip forward as you pull this right hip back. And feel what happens there. You rotate all the way up and over. Feel what that trainer motion feels like. And then using those low abs and the strength of this hip, rotate back the other direction. And look behind you. Do that twice more. Press away, rotate that hip, look over, pull back, rotate that hip, look over. Nice. Take a nice big deep inhale, sweep those arms up overhead. As we exhale, this left hand is going to my right knee, my right hand is going behind. I'm going to push that left hip forward, pull that right hip back, and land to that shoulder. Nice. Inhale, sweep those arms up overhead. Exhale, right hand to left knee. As I'm going, I'm pulling this left hip back, pushing this right hip forward, placing the left hand behind me, and then opening. Look over my shoulder. Inhale, send those arms both up overhead. Now, I'm reaching towards Chris, hinging like I got a beach ball. Hinge, hinge, hinge. Action those knees into the ground, control it, and then plant those hands. All right. Do that same action we did earlier. We're gonna pull that left hip back, push that right hip forward, then pull that right hip back. Push that left hip forward. Left hip back, right hip forward. Right hip back, left hip forward. Walk those hands back up. My guys that do this with me regularly, we know where we're going. We're gonna switch to the other side. We're gonna do this a few times, but we're just gonna start nice and easy. You put your hands down if you need to, but I invite you to do that same action we did by pulling that left hip back, pushing that right hip forward, and then rotating those legs. Come through, really come onto the other side, all right? You can adjust on your mat so you can hear me. We're just gonna start with that same work we just did. So, first thing, are your hips the same? I mean, if they are, fucking great, but that's gonna be very, very rare for most of you guys. Most people have one leg longer than the other. There's a lot of shit that goes on. Any old injury, ankle, knee, or shoulder injury will affect that hip. But just be aware of that. So we're gonna start by actioning those feet to the ground, actioning those knees in the ground, push that right hip forward, pull that left hip back. Oh, shit. Pull that right hip back, push that left hip forward. Right hip forward, left hip back. Left hip forward, right hip. Inhale, sweep those arms up overhead. Exhale, plant that right hand on that left knee, left hand behind you as you press that right hip forward, pull that left hip back, left shoulder. Inhale, send those arms up overhead. Exhale, left hand to right knee, push that left hip forward as you pull that right hip back. Inhale, sweep both arms up overhead. Pull that right hip back, push that left hip forward. Right hip, yeah, right hip back, left hip forward. And then start to hinge, 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 hinge. Use that core, use those hips to control this. And you can melt. That same flossing action. Right hip, left hip. Left hip, right hip. Right hip, left hip. Left hip, right hip. Walk those hands up. All right, now we're gonna start adding some action to this. So we're gonna rotate between these two actions. Above all, I want you guys to show control on this. So it shouldn't be very herky and jerky, but just how slow can you move and make this a consistent flow with those hips. The action is that left hip, right hip. That's all it is. So the other thing is try not to hold tension in those lower abs. See what happens when you hold your breath. See what happens as you're exhaling, softening as you're doing this. So we're gonna start this direction. I'm gonna pull that right hip back, push that left hip forward, grip those feet to the ground, plant that knee, come forward with that hip. And we're gonna go back the other direction. Pulling this left hip back, pressing this right hip forward, softening that belly, plant that knee. Coming back. Should be getting a little bit easier now. There we go, that looks good. One more. Now we're gonna start adding two. Now we're gonna keep extending those hips as we come through on this right side. Plant those knees, coming up with that hip, extending that left hip. Pull that left hip back. Plant that booty. Legs come through. Extend that right hip. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. That looks good. Back through. Extend. Back through. And extend. We're going to do one more addition here. Try not to use momentum. Try to use core strength. How slow can you go each direction? Plant. Now we're going to shoot this right arm up like we're drawing a sword. Plant it behind us. And then sweep this left arm to the ceiling. And when you come down, big sweeping motion with that left hand. Hips through. Plant this right arm behind us. Draw the sword. Press. Hips through. Press. Hips through. Press. Last time on each side. Hips through. Press. Hips through. Settle back down on those feet, on that booty. Nice work, guys. So that was kind of accumulation of everything we did. Good movement on that, especially you guys that have consistently done it. If you haven't done that before, it's a super awkward movement. But what I want y'all to show y'all is there's this theory. It's not a theory, but it's your ability to get up off the ground by not putting your hands on the ground. And they say it's a direct correlation with your longevity in life. So basically, if you can just pop up off the ground, you're supposed to be in a pretty good place where like you can get up and you can take care of yourself. If you don't have the ability to get up off the ground, you have to roll over. So I just have my 2 feet, so that would count as a 2. If I had to roll over and put my knee on the ground and my hand, that's a 3. If you have to roll all the way over on all fours, that's a 4. If you need assistance from a friend, you don't have to get up. You know, now we're talking about that you've lost your ability to get up and off the ground. But you didn't lose the ability to get up off the ground. You've lost the ability to action your hips. The hips are what allow you to do this, right? And this is an incredibly important thing as you get older because you can't get off the fucking ground, you're fucked. I mean, it's just one of those things. And I might be the oldest guy in here, but I've fallen and I can't get up. Y'all remember that? That's a real fucking deal. People fall down and they can't get up all the fucking time. So you need to know this basic action of just doing this can get you off the ground. All right? You guys that do jiu-jitsu, that is all jiu-jitsu is that ability. All right? So just moving forward. All right, let's go to our back. Let's hit some hamstrings. So you need your band for this. Does anybody not have a band? Anybody else need one? Rose. Be on our backs, and initially just be grateful that we've done all that shit and we're on our back. One of my favorites. All right, we're gonna start on our left side. So we're gonna start on our left side. We're gonna get right on our right side first. So you're gonna press that right heel away from you, pull that right toe towards you, and then action that right heel on the ground. That's gonna stabilize that right side. Pull your left knee to chest. Start to straighten that leg. Put this band over the ball mound of your foot. Keep that nice, easy bend in your left knee to start. So we're going to think about pinching our scapula together, rotating our elbows in, and then slowly, you're going to pull your left toe to your shin, push your left heel away as you push your finger to the far wall. When you get to the end range of that hamstring, just rebend. So we're going to stomp on the gas on this left side about 3 to 5 times. Just testing the limits of that hamstring. We don't want to find our limit. We want to stay on the edge of it. And then when you get comfortable in extended position, we're going to hang out there. We're going to draw some circles with our calves. 3 one direction, and then 3 the other direction. Just getting a little action there. Then take both bands in your left hand, pull the left toe towards the shin, push the left heel away, and then slowly let that leg fall out to your left. I don't need that left leg to touch the ground. I do need both your shoulders and both your butt cheeks to stay on the mat. If you feel any tension behind your left knee, bend your knee. You can rotate your toe to the ground, your heel to the ceiling. Vice versa. Rotate that ankle a little bit. Think about that work we did in that hip. When you pull that left hip forward, pull that left hip back. Inhale, go ahead and raise those legs. All right, probably the worst thing we're gonna do today, you're gonna bump this your left hip 1 inch to the left, and you're gonna let that leg drop 3 inches to the right. Oh, I T-band stretch, it's fucking terrible. I know. Let's pump that gas a little bit. Push your heel, push your toe. Push your heel, push your toe. Push your heel, push your toe. When you're done with that, press that right heel into the mat, bump your hips a little bit more to the left, let that leg go all the way to the right. Leg does not have to touch the ground. Your left shoulder can peel off the ground. So your right hip, right shoulder should be on the mat. If you want, you can extend your left arm long, gaze out over those left fingers. Enjoy that twist. Inhale, bring that right leg to rise. Unhook that foot. Right foot goes in. Keep that right leg bent. Send that left leg long. Pull that left toe towards you. Push that left heel away. Same thing we did on the other side. Tip that scapula up. Slowly start to press that right heel away. You get to the edge of that hamstring, rebend it. Press that right heel away. When you get to the edge, rebend it. Press that right heel away. Hang out there. Bend and straighten that ankle. Draw a few circles. Stomp on the gas. Whatever you want to do there. And then pull that toe towards your knee, push that heel away, take both hands into your right hand, take a nice big deep inhale, exhale, let that leg fall out to the right. Both shoulders, both hips, left heel on the mat. Right leg does not need to touch the ground. Rotate that toe to the mat, that heel to the ceiling, heel to the mat, toe to the ceiling. Then straighten that leg a little bit, find that edge. All right, inhale to rise. Bump those hips an inch to the right, pull that toe towards you, push that heel away, let that leg go 3 inches to the left. Ah! Oh yeah, it's good shit right here. Feather that gas pedal, push that heel away, then straighten that knee a little bit. Just playing the T-band, press that left heel on the ground, bump hips a little bit more to the right, let that left leg go long, let the right leg, right arm go long, gaze out over those right fingers. Inhale to rise. Go ahead and kick out that foot. Walk both heels up to your butt. Let both knees fall to your right. Reach down with your left hand, grab your left ankle, pull your left heel a little bit more towards your butt. As you do that, I want you to push your left knee away and your left hip up to the ceiling. Really open to the top of that hip. This might be all you got. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can pick up your right foot, take it across, put it on that left knee. Continuing to open that left hip to the ceiling. Take that right hand, point at the far wall, gaze out over those right fingers, breathe into that left hip. Unhook that knee, walk both heels up to your butt. Re-square yourself. Let your knees fall to the left. Reach down with that right hand, grab that right ankle. Continue to open that right hip to the ceiling. Ah, way different on this side. Ah, shit. This might be all you got, but again, if you want to take it deeper, pick up that left heel, ankle, put it on top of that right, that right knee. Extend that left arm overhead, gaze out over those left fingers. Breathe into that right hip. Unhook that knee. Walk those heels back up to your butt. Windshield widen those legs a little bit. Send that left arm overhead, roll over onto your belly. Press yourself up to all fours. Curl your toes underneath you. Press your hips up and back to down dog. Press those shoulders away. Bend and straighten those knees, kind of bicycle those legs. Then I want you to take a nice big deep inhale. Lift your left heel to the ceiling. Exhale. Step forward, going into pigeon. So we're going to bend that left knee, angle it at our left elbow, right toes to right wrist. I really invite you guys, especially if you struggle in this position, to take a foam roller or a brick and put it underneath your hip. And you can take some time to find yourself here, but we're all going to start upright. So, extend our right leg behind us, untuck those toes, and continue to walk those right legs behind us. And then I want you to start to pull your left hip back as you push your right hip forward, hands on hips, big proud chest. Feel that work we're doing on both sides. And then slowly, using the strength of those hips and core, start to lower yourself down. Start to lower yourself down, draw those hands forward. You can stop at your elbows, you can put a brick underneath yourself. While you're coming down, Continue to pull that left hip back, push that right hip forward. We're going to be here for a little bit. If you feel any action in that left knee, you can bend your toe, or you can do a reclined pigeon, which is what Lauren is doing. After a few breaths, if you want to remove that brick or foam roller, please do so. Draw your right toes underneath you, start to walk yourself back up. Lift your right knee. Straighten your left leg behind you. Back to down dog. If you want to get into this in a different position, you're more than welcome through. If you're going with me, you're going to inhale. Just test the difference between both those sides. You can pedal it out again. Inhale, right leg goes up. Exhale, step that right leg through. Right knee, your right wrist. Brick on one side, take that brick on the other side. Pull that right hip back, push that left hip forward, untuck those right toes, come to rise, feel those hips. Feel that action in those hips, feel all that work we did earlier. You guys worked hard on this. Your next big deep inhale, exhale, start to fold. Pull that right hip back, push that left hip forward as you fold. And breathe. Remove that brick, change position a little bit, that's fine. Walk those hands up. You're going to walk out on that right hip. Swing that left leg around. Swing that right leg through. Extend that left leg long. Pull that right hip into the right foot into the groin. Pull that left toe towards you. Rotate the left hand up, palm to the sky. Slide it down that left leg. Grab that toe. You can grab that heel, whatever works for you. There. Right hand goes to right knee. Throw that shoulder blade up and down your back. Lance over that right shoulder. You want to take it deeper into this twist, start to point behind you. Hand's going to sweep up and over. When you feel yourself collapse on that left side, I want you to take that right ear, glue it to the right bicep, and then go up and over. Lancing at the ceiling the whole time. Continue to slide that scapula down your back. 3 deep breaths. Inhale, follow the hand back up. Pull that left hip back. Push that right hip forward. Shoot those arms up to the ceiling. Continue to pull that left hip back. Push that right hip forward as you hinge and fold. Walk those hands up. Extend that right leg. Pull that left leg in. Rotate the right palm to the ceiling. Start to slide that palm down your leg. Capture that toe. Definitely not going to be the same on this side. Left hand on left shoulder, scapula down the back, glance over that left shoulder. Want to start to take it a little bit deeper. Start to reach, reach, reach. See, I collapse right here. That's how I know.